Good morning, students. So, in our previous class, we come to know about the father of genetics. Who is the father of genetics, and why the reason he has chosen the pea plant for his experiments. Okay. Then we also come to know the characters, the different characters of whatever the Mendel has been concentrated. So this is what we have seen in our previous class. Today we are going to concentrate on the proper definition of the monohybrid cross and the dihybrid cross. With each one example for the monohybrid and the dihybrid cross. Okay. So before this, we will just recall about the phenotypic characters and the genotypic characters, and the homozygous and the heterozygous. So homozygous means if the genes are same, we call it as the homozygous genes. Otherwise, the homozygous gametes we are going to call that. So when it comes to the heterozygous, the different size, different type of genes present, we call it as a heterozygous. Okay. Then the phenotypic characters means we are going to say that the observable characters, we call them as the phenotypic characters. And the genotypic means we are going to concentrate on the whether the genes are similar or the dissimilar genes are present. Otherwise, the different genes are present. Okay. So this is what we are going to see. So first we will concentrate on the monohybrid cross. Okay. So in this case, the crosses which focus on one pair of contrasting characters. Okay. So in this case, whatever we are going to do the experiment, whatever we are going to cross between the two plants, we are going to concentrate on only one character, and there are two different traits are present in one single character. So that means here we are going to see if we have taken the height of stem. Otherwise, we will just take the color of a flower. Color of flower. Okay. So in this case, what will happen? In the case of a color of flower, what will happen? So the color of flower is the character, and in that character there are two traits, like one pair of traits. So one will be the red, another one will be the white. Okay. So here you can see that the crosses which focus on one pair of contrasting characters. The crosses which are focusing on one pair of a contrasting character. We call that as a monohybrid cross. So I will just repeat again. The color of the flower is a character. In that there are two traits we are going to see, like the red and the white. Okay. So otherwise two traits, otherwise the one pair of traits we are going to see. So next we are going to see here the dihybrid cross. In the case of a dihybrid cross, what we are going to see? The two pairs of a contrasting characters, like the crosses which focus on two pair of a contrasting character. So two pairs of contrasting characters, we are going to cross them. So then whatever the result we are going to see, that type of the crossing we call it as a dihybrid cross. So mono means one or the single characters, di means two characters we are going to see. So for the dihybrid cross, I'll give one example here. The shape of seed and color of seed. Okay, shape of the seed and the color of the seed. Okay, so the shape of the seed we are going to see round and wrinkled. Round and wrinkled is the one contrasting character, and the color of a seed yellow and the green. Yellow and green the other contrasting character. So you can see the definition: crosses which focus on two pair of, right? So two pair of contrasting character. Round and wrinkled is a one pair, and the yellow and green is another pair. So two pair of contrasting character, whatever the plant contains, we are going to cross that. So whatever the result will come, that's what we call it as a dihybrid cross. Okay. So in the monohybrid cross we concentrated on a single pair of contrasting characters, and in the case of a dihybrid cross we concentrate on the two pairs of contrasting characters. So that is the definition of the monohybrid cross and the dihybrid cross. Now we are going to concentrate on the examples. First we are going to take the examples of a plant, then in the next class we are going to concentrate on the example of animals. Okay, so first we will go in for the monohybrid cross. Okay, in this case what we are going to see, we are going to cross the one pair of a contrasting character. So here for the parent we are going to see, concentrate on the height of the stem. We are going to concentrate on the height of the stem. So like in the case of height of a stem we are going to see one plant will be the tall and another one will be the dwarf. Okay, so you can see that we are going to cross between the tall and the dwarf plants. Okay, we call them as a pure plants. Okay, pure gametes are present there, otherwise the pure genes are present in that. Okay, so in this case the gametes whatever we are going to take here, otherwise we also call it as a genotype we say. Okay, for the tall there we have given the symbol like capital T, and for the dwarf we are going to mention as a small t. Okay, capital T for the tall and the small t for the dwarf plant. Okay, so now we are going to concentrate on the F1 generation. F1 generation. So F1 generation means here what? So filial 1. Okay, filial means offspring. Filial means the offspring. So now we are going to cross between the tall and the dwarf. What we are going to get in the F1 generation? So how we are going to make the cross? Capital T, then the first capital T and the first small t, then the first capital T and the second the small t. Same in the case of the second here. Okay, this is how the crossing section we are going to do. Okay, so here we can see when after in the F1 generation we are going to see that the capital T, small t, then the capital T, small t, then the capital T, small t, capital T, small t. Okay, so in the F1 generation what we have got? We got all the tall plant. We got all the tall plant. Why we are? Which type of tall plant? It is a heterozygous tall plant. We get the heterozygous tall plant. So you can see here the capital T and the small t. Here we are going to see the different types of genes are present. So that's why we call it as they are heterozygous tall. We can say, so the tall is always dominant over the dwarf form. That is the reason in the F1 generation we will get the all heterozygous tall plants. Okay. So now for the F2 generation what we are going to see, here we are going to cross between the two the heterozygous tall plants. Otherwise the F1 hybrid plants we are going to cross. In the case of F2 generation we are going to get the F2 generation we are going to cross between the two hybrid plants, two F1 hybrid plants we are going to concentrate. Okay. So next here we are going to see F2 generation. Okay. In the case of F2 generation we are going to mention those genes in the form of in the boxes. We call it as a Punnett square. We call this as a Punnett square. Okay. So now we will mention whatever the gametes which are present, or whatever the genes which are present, we will take here. So this symbol, these two symbols will show the male and female. Okay. So now we are going to take capital T, small t. So here we are going to mention the same here also, capital T, small t. Why? Because we are crossing between the two heterozygous tall plants. So that is the reason we are taking in this way, capital T, small t, and here capital T, small t. Okay. So then here, when we are going to cross the capital T, which means it is a tall plant. Okay. Then capital T, small t, so which means it is a tall plant, that means heterozygous tall plant. Then capital T, small t, this one is also the tall plant we are going to see. Then the small t, so you can see that capital T means we mentioned here as a tall, capital T, small t, it is also tall, but the genes which are present here are heterozygous. Then the small t means dwarf. Okay, so small t dwarf plant we will get. Okay, so this is what we will get in the F2 generation. Okay, so now we have to concentrate on the phenotypic and genotypic characters. Okay, phenotypic and the genotypic characters. So now I'll just drop this. So on the basis of that F2 generation, we are going to see the phenotypic ratio. Okay, so phenotypic ratio means we already know that phenotypic ratio, which means the observable characters. We are going to concentrate on the observable characters. So in this case, we are able to see the height of the stem, right? So that is the reason we can say how many tall plants here. So there might be 1, 2, 3. We are going to concentrate only on the height of the plant. We are not going to concentrate on the genes, which type of a genes present. We are not going to concentrate on that. We are only concentrating on the whether that plant is the tall or the dwarf plant we are going to see. Okay. So in this case, we are going to have the 3 tall plants. 3 tall plants. One plant will be the dwarf. Okay. 3 tall plants and one plant will be the dwarf plant. So this is the phenotypic ratio. Okay. So when it comes to the genotypic ratio, okay. So in the case of a genotypic ratio, what will happen? In this case, we are going to see. So we are going to concentrate on the genes level or the genetic level. We are going to concentrate. That means what? Whether whatever the plant which is present, whether it has a homozygous genes or the heterozygous genes. So you can see how many capital T are present. Otherwise, the similar genes which has the capital T. That means it is a homozygous tall. Homozygous tall is a 1, and it is a tall plant, but different types of genes which are present here. You can see the capital T, small t. That means it has a heterozygous genes. It has a heterozygous genes. So here you can see the 2 heterozygous genes plants are there. Then the third, here we are going to see it has a homozygous dwarf. It has a homozygous dwarf. Otherwise, the homozygous genes are present, so that's why it is a homozygous dwarf. Okay, 1:2:1. 1:2:1. So you can say that. So 1 will be the homozygous tall, 2 heterozygous tall, and the 1 will be the homozygous dihybrid cross dihybrid cross. Dihybrid cross. In this case, we are going to concentrate on the two different pairs of contrasting characters. In this case, what we are going to take, like the color of a seed and the shape of a seed we are going to see. Okay, color of seed and the shape of seed we are going to take. So when it comes to the color, we are going to see the yellow and green, and in the case of shape of a seed, here we are going to see the round and wrinkled, round and the wrinkled. Okay, so shape of the seed and the color of the seed. For the shape of the seed, round and wrinkled. For the color of the seed, yellow and the green we are going to see. Okay, so now, so here we will take the parents. The parents is basically parents we are going to see the pure line breeds of a plant we are going to take. So the round yellow and wrinkled green, round yellow and the wrinkled green. Okay, so the gametes here we are going to take, gametes we are going to see for the round capital R. For the yellow we are going to take capital Y. For the round we have taken capital R, and for the yellow capital Y. Okay, so then for the wrinkled green what we are going to get, small r, and for the green we are going to get small y. Okay, capital R for the round, for the yellow we are going to take capital Y. For the wrinkled, small r, and the green, the small y. So that means round yellow is dominant over the wrinkled green. Always the round yellow is dominant over the wrinkled green. Okay, so now we are going to concentrate on the F1 generation. In the case of F1 generation, we are going to get, as we have seen in the case of a monohybrid cross, same here. So we will get in this way: capital R, small r, capital Y, small y. Okay, when we will go through the crossing section, it will undergo with the meiosis. So in the case of F1 generation, we will get the capital R, small r, capital Y, then the small y. Okay, so here what will happen? That means here heterozygous, we are going to get all the heterozygous round yellow. We are going to get the heterozygous round yellow. So capital R small r means round, capital Y small y means yellow. So we have mentioned because the round is dominant over the wrinkled one, and the which yellow is dominant over the green color. Yellow is dominant over the green color. So that is what we are going to see. Okay. So in the F1 generation we got that the heterozygous round yellow plants we got. Okay. So now we are going to concentrate on the F2 generation. F2 generation